Hey my dudes, the wait is finally over. The suffering is finally over. We actually have a real patch for Elden Ring, and it heavily applies to PvP. I think it's been about a year since we've gotten a patch, and that it's just been really hard, okay? But the suffering's over, like I said. This is a really good patch. So the point of this YouTube video is for me to show you some invasions from patch 1.12 in Elden Ring, so you can get kind of a good idea of what it's like to play the game right now. On top of that, I'm also going to go over all the changes that From Software has made to this game that are relevant to PvP, and kind of give my take on them, if they're good, if they're bad, if they're shitty, whatever. Also, be sure to leave a comment if I get anything wrong, or if I miss anything important. I hope you enjoy this YouTube video. Let's get into it. So, we're starting with the PvP exclusive adjustments. After being affected by madness and/or sleep status effect, the status effect buildup will be halted for a short period of time. I think what this means is that after you get sleep status or madness, there's a resistance to it afterwards. I think that's what this means, which is obviously a good thing, because status effects in this game are fucking cancerous, especially when they hit you through your rolls. That shit sucks. They increase the poise damage of some attacks against other players of the following weapon types: great swords, colossal swords, curved great swords, great axes, hammers, flails, great hammers, colossal weapons, great spears, and halberds. Now I think what this means is that they're going to take more poise damage during swings, so in theory hyper armor would be less of a big deal, and if that's true, that's kind of a good thing, because hyper armor has been brain dead in this game lately. People can just press buttons and win with a hyper armor weapon. So that's pretty cool if I'm understanding it correctly. It's not worded very well though. They adjusted the poise damage of some dual wield attacks against other players by the following weapon types: great swords, axes, great axes, hammers, great hammers, halberds, and reapers. I think this is kind of similar to the last entry. I'm not exactly sure what it means, but the vibe I get from all of this is that they're adjusting hyper armor. For better or for worse, I don't know. Based on the gameplay I got today, I would say they've made it better. They've made it less powerful. So I'm going to go with that's what these last two entries are saying. They're nerfing hyper armor, as they should. They have increased poise damage against other players from dual-wielded attacks of the following weapon types: axes, hammers, halberds, reapers. That's pretty much the same as the last one, except they increased it. They have increased poise damage of axes against other players. Inherently a good thing, axes need all the help they can get. Decrease the damage of dual-wield attacks against other players of all weapon types. Now that one is huge. That is massive. That means that power stance weapons are going to do less damage, which is something we've needed for so long. They've always been broken in this game, honestly. They have decreased the poise damage of some attacks against other players of the following weapon types: daggers, straight swords, thrusting swords, heavy thrusting swords, curved swords, katanas, twin blades, axes, spears, reapers, whips, fists, and claws. Now, I'm not sure what to make of that one. Do with that information what you will. They have decreased the poise value of some attack motions against other players of the following weapon types: great swords, colossal swords, curved great swords, great axes, hammers, flails, great hammers, colossal weapons, great spears, and halberds. Now this kind of ties into what I was saying earlier about them nerfing hyper armor. This means that these weapons are going to have less hyper armor on their swings. Inherently a good thing. This one's written a lot better so I can actually understand what they mean. They decrease the damage of some attacks against other players for the heavy thrusting swords weapon type. I don't really like that weapon type. I haven't used it a whole lot, but I'm not sure why they would nerf it. They decrease the damage of dual wield attacks against other players for the following weapon types: spears and great spears. That means that two of the most cancerous, annoying setups for gankers have been nerfed in this game, and I can't say I'm sorry about it. Although I didn't think that dual great spears need that much of a nerf, honestly, but they got it. They have also taken away the combo on the running R2 of fist and claw weapons, which I'm a little bit sad about because those were funny, but they were also kind of broken, and I get it. I understand. Also, they've nerfed Baldachin's Blessing for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but there you go. Okay, we're at the L2 adjustments. This is my favorite part. Spinning Slash, decreased damage. Flaming Strike, decreased damage. Rain of Arrows, decreased damage and poise damage. Curse Blood Slash, decreased damage. Transient Moonlight, decreased damage. Oh, hell yeah. Lightning Storm, decreased poise damage. Spear Call Ritual, decreased poise damage. Ancient Lightning Spear, decreased damage. Radahn's Rain, decreased damage and poise damage. Spinning Weapon, decreased stun. Okay, this is glorious. Thank you, Michael Zaki. The gankers are gonna be so fucking upset, and that makes me happy. We do have a couple of incantation adjustments. Black Flame's protection has been nerfed, which is probably a good thing because it was just too good, honestly. And Bestial Sling does less poise damage, so it's probably less annoying now. Great. Now here's some general changes that apply to both PvP and PvE. They adjusted the turning speed when using dual-wielded heavy thrusting swords. They've increased dexterity scaling when assigning Ashes of War with the corresponding weapon affinities. They've increased stamina consumption when guarding against attacks of the following weapon types: great swords, curved great swords, great axes, great hammers. Sounds good to me. Blocking is a little bit too strong in this game, especially with the fingerprint. They've increased the speed of some attacks of the following weapon types: axes, great axes, hammers, flails, and reapers. They have increased the damage of charged attacks with the following weapon types: axes, great axes, some colossal weapons. They have increased the running speed of normal attacks of the Reaper weapon type. They have increased the damage of whips. Wow, I'm actually shocked about that one. Whips are one of my least favorite things in this game, honestly. They have increased the speed of consecutive attacks for the following weapon types: light bows, long bows. They have increased the poise damage of torches. Wow, that's odd. They have increased the duration of the effect of Mohg's Great Rune that increases the attack power when a bleeding status effect is triggered by a nearby summoned spirit. I've never used Mohg's Great Rune, so I'm not really sure how impactful that will be, but pretty cool, I guess. They decreased the heal amount reduction from the Flask of Crimson Tears and increased the heal on attack effect when using Millennia's Great Rune. Interesting. They increased the attack power of arrows, bolts, great bolts that can be crafted through item crafting. Ah, I understand. Okay, so all the crafted stuff is going to do more damage now, which is, I'm not sure how to feel about that. I didn't know they needed to deal more damage, you know what I'm saying? They have decreased the turning speed of dual-wielded weapons of the following types: spears and great spears. Pretty cool, I guess. They have decreased the poise generation speed during some attacks of the following weapon types: great spears, halberd spears. What is a halberd spear? I feel like that, I don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure they're just talking about halberds, unless there's some secret halberd spear in Shadow of the Erdtree. Now here's some individual stuff in the game that has all been adjusted. The Troll Knight's sword has increased damage. Zamor Curve Sword has increased damage, increased movement distance during attacks. Wow, that's insane. The Forked Hatchet gets increased damage. The Ripple Blade gets decreased status buildup, scaling from Arcane. Wow, that is so good. The Serpent Hunter has increased speed of crouching attacks. Wow, that's actually cancerous. The Ripple Crescent Halberd is also nerfed in terms of status buildup, scaling from Arcane. Amazing. Just amazing. The Albinoric Staff, Gelmir Staff, Prince of Death Staff, Golden Order Seal, Clawmark Seal, and Dragon Communion Seal all have better scaling. Wow. Not sure what to think of that, but wow. So all we've really got left is some specific stuff. For example, the Kick has more poise now. Spinning Slash does decreased status buildup. Storm Assault, Storm Caller, and Storm Stomp all have slower poise generation, which is so good. Glintblade Phalanx does decreased poise damage. Wow. Loretta Slash and Bloody Slash have decreased poise generation speed, same as the Storm Ashes of War. And there's a bunch of bow stuff in here that I'm not going to talk about because nobody really uses bows in PvP, and I don't really know much about them. It looks like all of the bad parries have been buffed, actually, like Stormwall and Thops's Barrier. Yeah, they're all buff. Wow. Taker's Flames has been nerfed, decreased poise damage, and removed the knockback effect. Wow, that is pretty big for invaders, honestly. The Moonlight Greatsword increased the poise damage of heavy and charged attacks, but decreased the poise damage of the Magic Wave. Pretty cool. Thundercloud form, decrease poise damage. Magma shower, decrease the poise generation speed. Thunderstorm, decrease damage. Bubble shower, decrease damage and poise damage. I command thee, kneel, increase the poise value during this active part of the skill. Decrease the poise generation speed. Blood Boon Ritual, decrease status buildup. Loretta's Slash, decrease poise generation speed. Didn't it say that before? No, that's kind of odd. Bear Witness, increase damage and poise damage. Contagious Fury, decrease the amount of attack power generated by this skill. Wow. I think that's about all of it. That is an insane patch. Damn, I'm actually really happy with that. And that's not even the best part of it. The best part of it is that we get to play Shadow of the Erd Tree today. And guess what? I'm going to be streaming it. Like, as soon as it's available, I'm going to try my best to live stream it. Now, the only way that won't happen right away is if I accidentally fall asleep, because my sleep schedule is not very good for, playing a video game at midnight right now. But I'm going to try my damn best, okay? So it's either going to be at, like, midnight tonight, or maybe, like, 5 a.m. when I wake up. Either way, I'm very excited. Be sure to hit the notification bell if you want to see that live stream. And be sure to like and subscribe if you're cool, and dislike if you dislike it, or just don't fucking do anything, You're a free spirit, you can do whatever you want. I also want to say thank you guys for all the donations on the last video. I did get my new PlayStation 5, and I'm forever thankful that you guys helped me out with that, because, that was very damaging financially. I'm glad we have a good community going. I'm actually very proud of it.